Hi, this is Ashley from the Denver Public Library, and I'm going to walk you through sewing your very own cloth face mask. So you will need 2 pieces of quilting cotton that are cut 6 inches by 9 inches. What I'm going to do, I have 2 pieces of elastic that I've cut to about 7 inches wide. I'm going to pin my elastic sandwiched in between my 2 pieces of fabric, so the pretty pattern sides of the fabric are touching each other like this. So, gonna throw just a couple pins in. Just like this, if I could work faster. And then the same for the other side. So this is the 6-inch side, and we're putting our elastic kind of towards each corner. And then I'm going to sandwich it in between my quilting cotton. All right. So the next step is we're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam starting on one long side, going almost the whole way around, but we're going to leave a little gap on one long side so that we can turn this all inside out. All right. And I'm going to go ahead with my machine and make it so that my needle is positioned down so that I can very easily turn all those corners. So, sewing about 1/4 inch, between 1/4 inch and 3/8, whatever you can manage on your machine. And then I'm going to pivot as I get to this corner. Making sure that I don't sew over my pins. And then this long edge we're going to go completely inside, or completely enclose it with a seam. Pull out my pin. Pivot again. Take out this last pin. Pivot one last time. And then I usually kind of keep my hand next to where I originally started, just so that I make sure I leave a good gap. Okay. Lift our needle up, trim our threads. So now we have gone almost the whole way around. And in this little space that we have left over, we're going to flip our mask inside out. And you can use those pieces of elastic to just kind of tug on it so that you make sure that you get your corners all the way pulled out. So now we have the 2 side pieces that will go, these will fit on over your ears. And if we were to call this done, it wouldn't really sit on your face very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the gap from my opening closed, and I'm going to put a little pin in it. And then what I'm going to do is on the short sides in between the corners that have the elastic, we're going to make 3 folds. So you're basically pinching the fabric and you're folding it back flat on itself, just like that. So we're going to do that 3 times for each of the short sides. So you'll have these little pleats that will form. You don't have to worry about them all being the same size. You just want to make sure that they're all kind of folded in the same direction. So what that would look like if I didn't do that is, so I'm going to pinch this and I'm going to fold it. So here's the bottom of a fold on this side. It's the bottom of my fold on the opposite corner. And when I say pinning it the wrong direction, it would end up looking like you make a little box where this is folded up and this is folded down. So instead I'm just gonna kind of tip it and then fold it back over to the left. Then once I have the last pleat all pinned in place, I'm gonna go back to my machine and we're gonna top stitch right along this edge the whole way around. We're gonna do it twice. I like to bump my stitch length up a little bit when I'm doing it. Again, like if you can do this like 1/8 to 1/4 inch from your edge, it's great. Do whatever your machine will allow and your kind of comfort sewing level. So put this under my machine, put my needle down, and then we're gonna go. Again, making sure that I don't sew over these pins. Just take your time as you get to the pleats. You may have to lift your presser foot up and press it back down just to catch those little edges. And now that I'm almost back to where I started, I'm gonna do this a second time just for reinforcement. You can try to line these up. If you don't get it perfect, it's totally fine. No one will ever notice. Okay, now we'll just trim up our ends, and then those little pleats make a nice, beautiful curved shape to this, so it'll fit over your face better. And that's it. If you don't have elastic, because it is hard to come by, you can use long strips of fabric to go in this place. You can substitute this with like a stretchy piece of an old t-shirt. Pretty much whatever you can do to cover your face and flatten the curve.